Hey friends, this is the first time you are seeing me with something that I have produced after the school year has started. And holy crap, has it been a big, busy last couple of days, starting with Tuesday, where really, if you're a teacher, we just sit through 8 hours of meetings. Most of them do not pertain to me. So I sit on my phone on Discord and remind people that tomorrow is really the day. On Wednesday, I actually had to lead 8 hours worth of meetings myself, which was a lot of fun. You can tell probably that my voice is maybe a little off from where it usually is. It's not used to talking that much, surprisingly. Yesterday, we had kids back for the first day. I'm in fifth grade, and that is interesting because I'm not typically put in fifth grade. And here I am trying to catch up on packs on a Friday morning when normally I would have this done the night before. Yesterday, the Galactic Ascension pack came to the game. We've never seen this before. Just like with some of the recent convoluted packs, this one was one that made it a little bit difficult to value just because there was a lot of different materials thrown in. And we're going to talk about that and what that looks like in just a second. So, Galactic Ascension, I saw this in the data mine for some of the guys that I work with more privately. And really, the key here was zetas and omicrons. The crystals are a nice touch too, given the price. You are getting a decent amount back. I will say before we get into valuing, when we talk about energy, I value energy at the second level of refreshes, not the first level, because the majority of people who are going to use this energy for something, be it for bonus drops, be it for double drops, or whatever else you're using it for, you're more typically going to also be doing your single set of refreshes for those energy types anyway. It doesn't change the valuation much, but we will talk about it in two different ways as well when we do the video. And we are also not valuing the ship ability material omegas. This is the first time that these have come up in a pack that I have valued. And I'm going to say that I am tentatively and temporarily valuing them as a zero until I have more information. So that does not necessarily mean that they are a zero, like some things that I value, like ship credits, regular credits. Um, it just means that right now, for the time being, before I have the time to research it more in depth, or somebody in the comments gives me some idea from past packs with references before I change things. Now, the nice thing is that with my valuation sheets, it just takes one click and I can change that value pretty easily. It's not something that I would buy. If you are really Zeta starved, I can definitely see yourself buying this. There is some good stuff in here that you will make use of. It's just, for me, it's a little too rich for my blood. For Chirotech that I don't need, mod material that is in too low of a supply to do too much for me, and energies that two out of the four of them I don't particularly refresh myself. Again, if you're in the mid game, if all of this stuff is valuable to you, if you need Chirotech, if you are really drained for Zetas, I certainly see value here. But let's see what that actually looks like. So we're going to pop on over to our charts. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Galactic Ascension. Now, is this big enough for you guys? We're going to zoom this in just a little bit. Go to 125. Now we're not valuing the bottom tier, right? Because that is free. But we're going to move on to the first paid tier, which is 499. It's about roughly a 30% increase in valuation with the crystals, the omegas, the normal energy, and the mod materials. Now, again, we will talk about what this looks like as an end game player in a little bit, but we are valuing this fully right now. So it's about a 30% increase in value, 28% if we want to get technical, 27.93% if you want to get really pedantic. At that second spending level, as we come down and we start to see the Cantina energy, more normal energy, more modding material on those first Zetas, we are hitting a price of $15 and a value increase of roughly 50%. So not bad. 50% in order to also get Zetas. I guess, happy with it to the extent of the Zeta starved economy that we have currently in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Now, going down to the next tier, that 6 and 7 tier, this is where we start to see long lists of things. For that, we are seeing about a $30 cost and roughly a 70% increase in value here for $50 overall, right? Which is, no, sorry, for $30 overall and about $50 worth of value. I was like, wait a second, that's not right. Moving on to tiers 8 and 9, this is where we start to see more of the Zetas, more of the stuff that you guys really, really need. For a total of $50, we are seeing 115% increase in value and a converted value of $107. Now, this is where it starts to get nice because this is where we start to get into the materials that you guys need more often. And then finally, at that top paid tier, and I had to add a whole nother bracket for this because CG hates me, but we are looking at about $80 in cost, about 184% value increase, and $227 in converted value. Now, that works really well if you need everything, but we are also here going to take a few things away. I do not need omegas. I do not care about normal energy. Let's do the same. Well, Cantina energy we're going to keep because everybody needs Cantina energy. We do not care about mod energy in this scenario. We are stripping this down. Shock prods we don't care about. Battle computers we don't care about. Ship energy we do not care about. And I will say with Omicrons, which are right here at that 481 valuation, I'm aware that they were in the weekly shipments twice for 300 crystals per Omicron material. It almost tempted me to lower the values, but those weeklies are not reliable. It is very rare that they show up. We've seen it twice happen ever. If it had happened again today, I would have considered lowering those Omicrons just a little bit more. But as we are right now, if you don't care about any of the things we just got rid of, the bottom tier is worthless to you. The second tier is worthless to you. The third tier is where you start to see about 40% an increase in your overall valuation. The fourth tier, you will see about a 50% increase in that valuation. And then at that final tier, we will see about 100% increase in valuation. So that's still pretty neat if you are willing to spend the money. Just to appease those of you who really are on the 300 per Omicron train, we will come over here. We will lower this to 300 in tier 5, right? And we see about a 30% increase in value and a 65% increase in value at the top end. So essentially, as we get further into the end game, you need to go further in this pack in order for things to be worthwhile for you to purchase. So that is just something for you to keep in mind when valuing the Galactic Ascension. I see it as a really nice Zeta pack with a lot of free extras. Omicrons are nice as well, but with the episode pass, I see them as much less in short supply and not something that should really primarily be focused by the majority of players. I hope that you do find this helpful and that and useful because with the school year going on, it takes a considerable amount of that very very precious free time that I have. With that said, peace out. Have a great rest of your day.